Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the second match between Light and OD. That's Overdosed if you go to overdose.net. And yeah, overdose.net. So at the 12 o'clock position we have OK here in teal. He's our teal Zerg friend. And at 6 o'clock we have Hap in yellow. Let me show you the map real fast. This is in Guru Crater. And there's me in purple. Diggity. There's Yankee 1. Anyway, this Guru Crater has got little critters freaking everywhere. Named after the World of Warcraft map because, as you can see, it's got these. I guess I don't know. I haven't played World of Warcraft, but you got that pylon as a map artifact. So if you put a pylon alongside, you can pretty easily block your front door if you want to. A little hard to do a Bisu build here because this, as you can see, it's got a gigantic ramp and a lot of area to cover here. In the meantime, you have another expansion at the bottom right. Or I'm sorry, not another expansion that's mirrored across the map, as you can see. Kind of the ramp leading out, and you got the. Sorry, there is an expansion in the bottom right hand corner. I'm not on crack. So expansion in the bottom left hand corner, expansion in the upper left hand corner, bottom right, upper left. There we go. So actually at each corner, pretty easily defendable by the single ramp, as you can see leading in. Somewhat vulnerable to drops, but I wouldn't say overly so. And in the meantime, yeah, you've got the critters all over the center of the map. You've got this kind of, sorry, computer lagging out. You've got kind of this ramp fixture here in the middle, and little birds flying everywhere. So if you want to parasite them, lots of fun. So it looks actually that we are going to see a Bisu build here from Hap. I'm surprised by that because it is really hard to hold. Because I mean, even if you get the forge here and then a cannon there, it makes it a little harder. Because yeah. I mean, Zerglings can. It's really easy to just push Zerglings down through. He is going to put a. Looks like the forge down there. Two drones pushing out. I'm going to assume that's just so going for a 12 hatch build. I'm going to assume he's sending the 2 drones because he's going to send one just in case the probe starts harassing. He's going to use the second one to scout alongside. That's a funky name. I never saw that before. Looks like a koala. Look at that. It's like, I guess you guys can't really see it, and I think they're hallucinations, so they end up disappearing after a while. Yeah, they're starting to disappear on the map now. So it looks like, yeah, there is a drone scout pushing out. Hap also getting the scout, seeing the cross positions here. And really what this can open up, you'll see Zerg players do often, is go for a 3 hatch build actually when they're in the cross positions, because feeling a little safer, not worrying about. Doesn't look like we're going to see that though. We're going to see a spawning pool going down, because not as worried about it. And you're most likely going to go 3 hatch anyway as soon as you see that forge. So we'll see if he decides to do that. A 3rd hatch, pretty standard anyway. But immediately after this, pushing in, seeing the fact that the forge, and we'll see if he decides to actually produce some Zerglings to maybe make a run at the front as well. Drone barely getting KO'd by that probe there. Nexus going up. No cannon being produced, it looks like, in the meantime. And it looks like he's actually going to produce a forge right here first. Yeah, a gateway. Putting the gateway before his first cannon, even because he's got this scout up, realizes that spawning pool is not going to be up for a good amount of time. We'll see what's going on in the meantime. Looks like no gas down. There is, in fact, a 3rd expansion going to be going down. Instead, he's going to take another gas mineral expansion. That could be really powerful. Having 3 gas for Zerg, especially when you're going directly into lair, can be really, really helpful. Moving a couple of drones over. It doesn't have a ton of drones to ferry over at this moment because we're still pretty early in the game. And yeah, he's going to take this 3rd expansion upper left-hand corner, and we'll see. And really, he can do that fairly safely because you can see this gateway just going up. He hasn't gone like 2 or 3 gateways to push a lot of zealots. My guess is he's going to go pretty standard Bisu build, get some, I don't know, Corsairs down, or I'm sorry, some Corsairs up, things like that. Now putting down his gas. Overlord being a little close to that cannon. Doesn't look like it's in range though, just barely. Whew. And he's going to be able to scout this front door, and we'll see if he makes kind of a Zergling push to the front line. He does have 2 Zerglings loose to chase that probe off in the meantime. And that in the meantime, that probe isn't going to see that 3rd hatchery. At least I hope it's not going to see that 3rd hatchery. Almost, yeah, has now been taken out. We'll see if we see that. Still no gas. 4 hatcheries going down, so maybe he is going to just do an all-in Zergling build here. We'll see. Hasn't put the gas down yet, surprisingly. Now putting the gas down. So going for a very heavy, maybe just going to try to boost his economy really fast. Do a really crazy, quick economic build. I don't know. We'll see. Another probe scout going out, and we'll see if he can catch that one. 2 cannons going down, and I'm surprised he's not putting them closer here to this gap. Just going to, I guess, try to allow for troop movement, producing a single zealot in the meantime. But really, still, I feel like if a couple Zerglings were being produced here, it would be they could very easily get by. Cybernetics Core going down in the back of the base, so is in fact going to go for those Corsairs. Another drone pushing out. We'll see if it scouts this upper left-hand corner. That could be. It's not going to be the end of the world, but could be somewhat difficult for OK to deal with in the meantime. Looks like the probes are going to be able to pin this probe once again. So Hap completely in the dark here, doesn't know about this fourth hatchery. Gas being harvested in the meantime. Detect a layer. And we'll see what's going on in the meantime. Zergling's starting to stream down, and Gateway going down in the meantime for Hap. He's only got that single Zealot, and really if these Zerglings are... Let's see if speed upgrade's been going in the meantime. It doesn't look like a speed upgrade's going, instead taking the layer. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen in the meantime. I'm really surprised. Probably going to cap that second gas and putting down a creep colony just in case at the front. Starting to mine out of this second base here. And it looks like that probe is going to manage to sneak by this time, and we'll see what we're going to do. We'll see if these Zerglings can sneak by. I think even unspeed upgraded, they might be able to, in that large group, sneak by. Gateway still on its way. It looks like OK getting an eyeful in the meantime. Citadel of Adun going by. Looks like this probe did sneak in. It's going to see this third hatchery here, but I'm going to assume he just thinks this is the normal third hatchery at this point, the normal progression. Hydralisk Den going down, and I don't think this is... First of all, this Hydralisk Den I think is... Well, actually, no. It could be a Hydralisk Den for mass Hydralisk, but I think he's just posing and still thinking about going air here with that drone. Once that drone goes out, maybe cancel the Hydralisk Den and switch to layer. We'll see. The drone starting to push out, and drone now headed to the upper left-hand corner, and that could hurt. We'll see if it manages to get there. It does look like it is going to be able to get there. Looks like the Hydralisk Den is in fact down. Looks like these Zerglings not actually going to push in. Going to fall back instead. Level 1 weapons upgrade, as well as the Corsair starting to be produced in Templar Archives. So pretty standard Protoss build. 2 creep colonies being dropped immediately, because this is a lot of terror. It's really difficult to defend both locations, as you can see. Wants to make sure that both locations have some sort of decent defense, and I think that might also be the reason he's going with the Hydralisk, kind of thinking about going for Lurker, being a little bit more defensive, try to get an early economic cap and get some Lurkers down. Looks like he's putting down a Spire as well, so is thinking about also going air. Looks like he lost an Overlord to a Corsair actually somewhere out here. It looks like it was just that front door Corsair, so having a little bit of a supply problem. Second Overlord looks like it's getting kind of passed up there, so lucky break for OK there. And we'll see if you get going to have those Hydralisks out for the anti-air, at least going to have that Spire behind. But in the meantime, I think Hap is definitely going to get an eyeful here. He's going to see kind of the tech, see everything else that's going on. Looks like a Zergling going to push in, run, just kind of check what's going out. More Corsairs being produced. So this Corsair is going to see the Spire. It is going to see the Hydralisk Den. And let's see if it can catch any. It looks like a Spore Colony already up, and we'll see if this gets, if it can do any damage to these Overlords before getting caught. Another Corsair coming up to join it. These 2 Corsairs could catch one of these Overlords before one of them dies. Looks like the second one actually is going to die before it manages. Actually, no, he's going to back him off. So backing him off, a couple Hydralisks coming up to join this grouping of Zerglings. Although it looks like Hap has plenty of forces here, 4 Zealots and a Dragoon to kind of shoo this off. Corsair is going to explore the upper left-hand corner in the meantime. Looks like there's a Spore Colony there greeting them as well. So Dark Templar are going to have a hard time across this base, across both bases. It looks like they're well prepared. Let's see if Carapace is actually being upgraded. So still going to be behind as far as Weapons 1 versus Carapace 1. But we'll see how it goes in the meantime. Losing a Corsair there. Going to lose 2 Corsairs to this Spore Colony in the upper left-hand corner. I'm surprised that Hap dedicated there and only getting a single Hydralisk, or I'm sorry, a single Overlord in turn. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to come back and this Hydralisk is going to be somewhat burnt out. Zergling's coming out just to make sure that there's not another expansion across. In the meantime, looks like another Overlord might be caught in the base, just checking out what's happening in here. Looks like some cannons going down in the back door, preparing for those Hydralisks. Well timed. Scourge being produced, actually. It looks like Scourge being produced to kind of fend off that Corsair attack, and that's a lot of Scourge there. Dark Templar out in the field. Doesn't look like there's an Overlord to back them up. I think another Overlord was right there, was either moved back or killed. We'll see, and we'll see if speed upgrade's actually on its way for it. Doesn't look like it is for that Overlord. Getting a couple hits in on that Hydralisk, might be able to take that Hydralisk out, but isn't probably going to get any further than that. Looks like the Scourge, yeah. Going to patrol, I guess, to the bottom right-hand corner. I guess he's just going to use a Scourge Mutalisk combination right here on the and go after the secondary line. And really not a lot of defense here. As you can see, those 2 cannons taken down, I guess, for some troop movement. Also taking down his front forge, it looks like. Actually, no, just had the Zealot attacking it. I'm not sure why. So a couple Scourge, yeah, it looks like they're just surrounding the base right now. Mutalisk coming up, and as well as some Zerglings in the meantime. Looks like that Dark Templar almost sneaking through, not quite able to, though. Mulus looks like they were backing up, and Hap really doesn't have anything to fend this off. He has those 3 Templar, but those Templar really don't have easy access to the back line, and Templar not so, looks like an Archon being produced, but really not very good at attacking, moving some Zealots out, and we'll see if this Zealot, man,